ready for Time in the Word.
Time in the Word. Time in the Word. Time in the Word. Time in the Word. Time in the Word.
Everybody gather round, there's a message coming down, and we're really out to hear what the living between here to the people of God. It's time for rejoicing in Jesus.
Welcome to Time in the Word, presented by ReJOYce in Jesus Ministries, an on-fire Bible-centered teaching ministry based in Los Angeles, California, with outreaches throughout the United States, stretching from coast to coast. Join us now as Pastor Chester C. Pipkin Jr. brings us an exciting, anointed message.
When you're not around, I'll carry the groceries in. I will coordinate things and balance it on my head. But when you come around, here. Let the brother, because that does something for him. Whether he may not have wanted to do it, but when you give it to him and he has to do it, it makes him feel more of his manlyhood. But when the sisters are like, I got this, then you acting like a man. I know the Proverbs 31 woman strengthens her arms. Vonda says that she strengtheneth her arms. Well, strengthen it when ain't nobody around. Do all the strengthening you need to do. When Bill walks in without groceries, he goes and gets out groceries 2 or 3, 4 times a week, at least. Probably about 4, at least 4. And he walks in with groceries, and he's carrying all the stuff and coming in and putting it. Now, I'll put it away sometimes if I'm in the kitchen and he brings it at the same time I'm done. So I might put it away. But if he has something heavy, I'm not going out to the car and get the heaviest thing. If he's there, I'm going to get something. I might grab a couple bags, but I'm going to get the light ones. And I'm going to let the man get the other ones. He's a man. Let him be a man. If you rob him of those opportunities, then even though he might feel at the moment like I didn't want to do it anyway, it still takes something away from him. Because it makes him feel like there's something that I can do that she can't do, or she can do, but she would prefer not to. She'd prefer to let the man do it. Ooh, y'all real quiet now. This generation. And you know, people that you get on one of those trains and buses and all that stuff. They let women stand up, pregnant women. They let you stand up and hold on to that rail, and it's just like. And the men, a big grown man sitting right there looking at the women, like, y'all want to be independent? We're gonna let you be independent. But see, part of it is because of the independence, and a part of it is because the woman had to be independent. Some of it she had to do it. But I'm saying as Christians, we're not supposed to be like the world. Hello? Everybody out there? We ain't supposed to be like the world. The world can get independent. We still don't know God made us different from the man. And God gave certain things to the man and certain things to the woman. And I don't care what they say today when they're just like, the woman should drive the truck, just like the man should drive the truck. If a woman needs to drive a truck, by all means, but that ain't going to be my first choice. I ain't jumping up in no big old huge truck, trying to drive some big truck, and neither am I going to war. That's for y'all. I'm like, protect me. I'll take care of the babies back at home. I ain't going out there fighting nobody. Now, I know some countries have to do it because, you know, for whatever reason, some people have to do it. I ain't fighting nobody because I know I'd get killed the first day I was out there. I'd break a nail and I'd be crying. Like, oh my God, my nail. Oh. I'd be like, what is this fighting business all about? This is crazy. I personally, I don't fight in America, so I ain't going on no other soil. You know, women want to fight and pull hair and all that stuff. I'm like, keep your hands out of my hair. I ain't doing all that caddish stuff. No, ladies. That ain't what we were called to. We're supposed to be the gentle ones. We're supposed to be the ones that beautify the earth. Hello? There's an effeminate thing God put inside of women. We're supposed to bring the things like, like when you walk through and you see flowers. A man didn't do that. A man gives you flowers, but most of the time when you see certain things, when I married my husband, the drapes weren't even up yet. I walked in and I was like, what is that? But when we got married, we were like, we're going to put up some curtains. We're going to do all these things because I'm the woman. I'm going to come in and make a house a home, but you can buy the house, though. Hello. I ain't trying to do it all. I'm not going to rob you of your opportunity. Buy the home and I'll fix it up. When we bought our house, when we were in the process, my husband and Irma and all of them, they were all right dead in the middle of all of the downtown stuff had to be done and all of the contracts and all of the, and when they were digging up the dirt and building and big old trucks out in the yard, I had nothing to do with none of that. Trucks in the yard, I'm like, hurry up and get them trucks out of the yard so we can build this house. And then when the house started getting built up, once the house came up, I went inside the house, started seeing the different rooms and this is coming up here. What kind of color scheme do I want? Let's see. I think I want these kind of colors in the house. And I got my little crews together, and we would all go shopping, and we'd be out there looking at different things. And then I'm opening up magazines. I'm looking at all the colors and the designs and different things. I had a good time with that, but I ain't kidding about that dirt. I ain't kidding. My husband was there in the middle of the grounds being done and all of that kind of stuff. I didn't care about all that. All I wanted to do was hear a hammer. Let me hear one knock, one thing that tells me the house is going up now. Took 2 years to hear it. 2 years. But let me tell you, when it got up, my husband came to the back one time, the whole time we were decorating and putting that house together. He came back one time. He didn't have the vision I had. He walked in, he looked at the tile in his bathroom that he has right now that he loves. But see, because he doesn't have that gift to see the process taking place. My gifting is the process. That's why I'm not black or white. Prophecy people are black and white. It's like this or this. I see that stuff in the middle. So I saw how if we put that up, it's going to make this look nice and this will go with this. He walked in the house. He went to his bathroom. He was like, what's this towel? Why'd y'all pick this kind of towel? And then he went in the family room, and y'all know that long picture we have in there has, lions or somebody? Some kind of something. Tigers. Thank you. It's my house, but I'm not visual, by the way. That is not my gift, being visual. I'm kinesthetic. I got to practically see it. So anyway, he comes in, he looks at the picture, and, my husband, the prophecy gift, is like, why isn't that a picture of Jesus? Well, it's some tigers or something, but see, in my mind, when I saw the picture, I wanted the family room to be, because we had a lot of creativity in young adults in the past. And so I wanted the family room to be a creative room. And so that's why we have the leopard stuff. Now, we kind of outdid it now. Today, leopard is not as hot as it was then. But back then, the leopard stuff was cool. So I had leopard stuff put all around and just doing all kinds of things. And then my husband walks in and he goes, and why do you guys have that picture? And I'm like, because it's an animal and it represents creativity. And then I said, can you go back up to the front house, please? And I did, and I knew what it was. He didn't have that gift for the process. Is this or this? It's all together. Yeah, I see it now. Or what are y'all doing? So when he said that, I said, can you go back up to the front, please? Because I knew my part. My part is to decorate. You did all. You still doing all this to get the money and dig up the dirt and talk to the people downtown and do the licensing and all that. I ain't do none of that. Irma helped with all of that. I ain't do none of that. But when it was time to decorate, from the doorknobs to anything, we went and did it ourselves so that we wouldn't have to pay somebody to do it. And so anyway, I said, can you go to the front house? And I guess he knew that, he didn't have whatever, or else he would just leave me alone, whatever. But let me tell you, he went on up to the front, never came back the whole time the house was being built. Next time my husband showed up in the house was done. Do you ever remember him ever coming back? That's what I'm saying. I don't think he ever came back until it was done. And when he came back, he loved it all. He came back and and I said, this is what we were doing with the tile. Liked his bathroom, happy with the tile, never fussed about the picture again because he saw how everything flowed together and fit together. But my gifting added to his gifting, we were able to get the house together. But if his gift had operated by itself, I don't know, it would have been black and white. It would have been something boom or boom. You guys know what I'm saying? And so that's how the body of Christ works together. We all take out things. I'll look at somebody like, Tamika, you're visual because you do art. I don't understand how a person can just draw something and not have the picture right there to draw. The picture's in here, and they just draw from nowhere. I don't get that. I love it because I can't do it. I think it's something, it's miraculous to me. But I would have to have something right there and be like, oh, the nose. Oh. When we would go and decorate the house, I would bring visual people with me because they had to remind me what was in my own house. So I'd be like, well, what color how did we do this? What kind of borders did we put around the wall again? And my son is very visual. So right now, we'd be in the store, and he'll be like, Mom, you ought to get that. You would look good in that. And I'd be like, really, you think so? And I'll try out things I would never have tried out on my own because he has that gift. So he'll just pick up things that I would never have thought would have worked. Or, Joey, what does the border look like in da-da-da? And I'll be like, you want me to take a picture of it? I got the camera, I got the phone up. If I'm in the store, I'm taking pictures. And Joey's like, I said, Joey, I'll take a picture. He said, Mom, I don't need a picture. I already have a picture. He's like, I already got that picture in my head already. And I don't get that because I don't have the picture. I had people moving stuff around in the house, big old things. I'd be like, can you put it in that corner? No, it doesn't look right there. And the men really got a chance to be men. Because I'd be like, nah, I don't like it. I'm sorry. I'd apologize because I have some mercy. So I'd be like, I'm sorry to ask you this, but can you move it over there? Please? There they are, picking up these things and moving them. But if my gift, if you have something I don't have, that's when you get to blossom. You know what I mean? And nobody needs to just do it all. Nobody needs to feel like, oh, I got this. I can do this. Let the other people have their times that they get to let their gift operate. Let's just all get in here and find out what God wants us all to do and get this show on the road. Y'all got what I'm saying? I'm using real practical things, but I'm saying it for some very spiritual things too that we need to get in there. So anyway, y'all can match up these gifts and see how it fits on your own, okay? Proverbs 18:16, yes. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Okay, when you operate in your giftings or whatever it is that God's placed inside of you, ultimately it will bring you before people, and this world will welcome your gift. This world will begin to see your gift. So it makes room for you. It gives you opportunities. It will give you opportunities that you're coming to the fullness of who you are, so doors will start opening up for you to fulfill what God put you here for. You guys hear what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, if I'm sitting here and I'm looking over at somebody else's gift and I'm trying to take on their gift, doors may not open because that may not be what God put inside of me. So it's enough work for each one of us to find out why we're here and what our purpose is, and then encourage another person's, because if you help somebody else, God will bless you. You guys know what I'm saying? It's like this is not a selfishness. This is more of a, look, I see, do you ever tell people when you're talking to them, do you help them cultivate their gift? Or are you busy being jealous of it? Hello? Do you encourage other people? You know, if somebody has on something that looks nice, is it intimidating for you to say you look nice? Or it is when people are insecure about themselves. If you're insecure about yourself, you won't say nothing to the other person. Or, you know, I see you really growing in the Lord. Maybe you're feeling bad about your own self, and you feel like I'm not growing, so why should I encourage you? But see, when you step out and you give to somebody something that you need for yourself, then God will give it back to you. You guys hear me? Jan Crouch tells the story of when she sat in the back of the church. She was depressed. There was a season in her life. I think it was just a demonic attack so she could help the world. Because I'm going to tell you guys, sometimes you go through something for you and sometimes it's not for you. Sometimes you go through something because God is using you so you can tell others and get others set free. So, you know, that's why God says judge not. Because while we're sitting up there judging people, sometimes we don't even know what's going on in that person's world. There can be times that you might be going to a battle because you opened the door. Then there are times that you didn't open the door, that God was bragging on you like he did Job. See, and who came along and tried to critique what was going on with Job? Job's friends. So the friends sat there and picked him apart. Yeah, look at that. All this boils all over your body and you all messed up. You know God's mad at you. You know you ain't been doing right. They didn't know the story. They didn't know what was going on. And that's why God says mind your business, because you don't know. You might be going through something so that God can use you to go get somebody else set free later. And it may have nothing to do with you. It may not have anything to do with how good or bad you were. He just picked you. He picked you for whatever reason, and he said, I'm going to use you, and I'm going to let you go through this. And after you come out on the other side, then you're going to be a testimony, and you're going to be able to help other people. This generation is hurting. I've been with people that I never thought I would have been with. I've been around probation officers. I've been around all kinds of situations, counselors and social workers, and I've been dealing with all kinds of stuff. And you know what? It's inclining my heart in that direction, because it's helping me to see God. The youth today are going through so much that God wants us to know the hurt that they have. So why not let somebody in your own family hurt? Why not let somebody that's close to you go through something just so you can feel what's going on? Because people are killing themselves, and it's crazy. They're killing themselves because they're hopeless. And God wants us to reach out and be able to know what their need is. And God will take you through those steps. That comes from God. It doesn't come on nobody else's timetable. You know, God opened the door for me to experience some things with my own family so that I can start learning how to maneuver in that world out there. Because it's teaching me a lot of things I didn't know how to maneuver in certain worlds, because I never had to deal with something on that level. You guys get what I'm saying? But let me tell you what. I'm on God's time schedule. This is him, and this is his timing for it. I couldn't have brought this together if I had wanted to. God did this. So I'm just saying that just in case you're thinking, oh, well, okay, she's finally finding out what kids go through. No, I grew up with kids. They got all kinds of issues. But at the same time, the world is different now. Social media is a mess. It's a mess today. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can get in there and mess it up worse. So God is letting me train on my own. And when I train on my own, I'm learning how to talk to people. I'm learning how to go to people and talk about the Lord, but not in a religious way, but in a way that they see the reality of God. I'm learning how to reach out to kids that are feeling like I don't know what to do in this situation. These are things God's doing inside of me. It's God doing it. And I'm not going to make it happen, and I'm not going to try to make it happen before the time. God is doing it. And then when God's ready to do something with it, he will. So, I'm just bringing that up because I feel like the devil uses everything that he can to try to get their point across or whatever. The point that I'm making is that I walk with God. When you walk with God, you're on his schedule. You're not on people's schedules. You're on God's schedule. You guys hear what I'm saying? This couldn't have happened in my life if I had wanted it to. What I'm dealing with right now, there have been times that I didn't know how to handle certain things. God, what do you do with this? Oh, my God. Okay, Lord, I need your help right now. And the Lord is walking me through the whole process. And I don't know where all of this is going, but it's going to come out where people are going to be ministered to and blessed from it. But if you get in the middle of it and try to come up with your own, that's exactly what Judas did. Judas got mad because he wanted Jesus to do something and go forth and do his kingly role the way that he wanted him to do it. And Jesus sidestepped and did it a whole different way and went to the cross. And when he went to the cross, Judas didn't understand it. So he gets in there, it's just like, come on now, come on, what you doing? Because he was going to ride in on his success. He's going to ride in on the success. No, the way to life is through death. Y'all got me? It ain't you conjuring up your way of having ministry. It ain't you conjuring up what you're going to do. It's you humbling yourself to, and if a trial comes your way or certain things come your way, it's you realizing that God will take all the things in your life and work it together for the good if you're on the track that he has you on. Do you guys hear me? And you're going to always have the little Job's little friends or the soothsayers or the people that got something to say about, yeah, well, this happened because, you needed to. You don't know nothing about, you don't know your own life. Don't try to dissect mine. And I'm saying this because it needs to be said. God has a timing. God has a way that he wants to do things. Because if you run in there before you know what you're doing, you're going to mess stuff up. So God has to get us in a place that we understand, we see, we know how to maneuver through certain things. We know what's going on in this situation, how, like with the youth today, what's going on in their minds, what is happening with, and God knows how to do all of that. And then when he's ready to open the door, see, I'm not crazy. I done seen what God can do. It's too late. I've seen the goodness of God in the land of the living. I have seen how God has blessed our church. I've seen where there was a time we were sitting around trying to figure out, are we going to have to go get another church? Because this church was full. Everybody was up there. Everybody was here. Everybody's chairs would be in the aisle, and we had the overflow room. I've seen all of that. I've seen thousands of people in line to come and see a play that God gave us, and seeing people mad because they couldn't get in. I've seen where we had to get in there and figure out a way to keep a riot from taking place because people stood in line and so many people came that they couldn't get in the door. I've seen it already. It's too late. It's too late to tell me that God can't do great things because I've already seen God do them. And let me tell you something, the hardest thing for God to do is to get the murmurers out of the way so he can do it again. Get the murmuring out of your heart, get the judging out of your heart so God can do it again. And let me tell you, he wants to do far more than what we saw. The plan of God is so much greater. And I don't know if y'all remember, but Gideon, it said that army got knocked down from 10,000 to 300. 10,000 to 300. Because God said, I'm going to be the one that's glorified. When they win this battle, they're going to know it was the Lord. And I'm telling you, our church is small right now. But you know what? If we get in there and we let God release our gifts and we start walking in love and we stop judging and we start being men and women of God and being bold as a lion and standing up and proclaiming the truth and using your gifts and letting God do what he wants to do with you, let me tell you something. We're going to see God do some things that we could not even imagine, way past what we could imagine. The devil doesn't want it, but God forbid that the children of Israel had to die out before God could take them into the promised land. He had to let all the little older people that had all their judgments and all their junk just die on out. Anytime you had like millions of people and you end up with 2 of the originals, 2, Joshua and Caleb, God had to let a whole new generation grow up. What are we going to do? We're going to let all the babies that just were born grow up and let them end up having to be the ones to do the work of God because we're sitting in the pews judging? We better wake up. And we better decide we're going to be the ones that's going to usher in the presence of God. We're going to be here. We're not going to die out. Do you guys hear? I wasn't planning to go into the prophecy gift side. I was just trying to stay as an exhorter. But you know, it's whatever we need to do. How many of you guys want God to do something with your gifts and use you in these last days?
We would like to send you a tape of this entire message. For any donation of $5 or more, we will send you a CD. For any donations of $12 or more, we will send you a DVD. Please write to us at ReJOYce in Jesus Ministries, P.O. Box 47775, Los Angeles, California, 90047, or call 323-ReJOYce. Please mention tape offer number TITW 1395. That is tape offer number TITW 1395.
Hi. You know the Bible says that all things are upheld by the power of this word. That means when you put the word in your heart, it will produce life and health to all your flesh. It will also produce faith so that whatever you come up against, you can overcome it. But remember, you won't have the victory you desire unless you make a decision to not allow anything to get in the way of your intimacy with Jesus, nor allow anything to distract you from your time in the Word.
Thank you for watching Time in the Word. If you are blessed by today's message, we'd love to hear from you. You can write us at P.O. Box 47775, Los Angeles, California, 90047. Or call us at 323-735-6923. That's 323-ReJOYce. And if you're in the Los Angeles area, visit our worship service on Saturday nights at 7:30 p.m., 1304 Cochran Avenue, corner of Cochran and Packard Street. And again, thank you for watching Time in the Word.